Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this illustration yourself. Before we begin, I'd like to showcase the results from my previous tutorial and say thank you to everyone who shared their lovely drawings with me. If you recreate this illustration, make sure to upload it on your Instagram and tag me. Now let me show you which brushes you'll be needing for this tutorial. First, there's the monoline brush, which I use to create all my outlines and shapes, along with a technical pen used as an eraser. We also have a variation of the airbrushing set for shading and softening solid colors. These are all brushes that already come with your Procreate app. Finally, I'll be using a textured brush. This is the Sugar Brush by Gal Shear. I'll add the purchase link below for anyone who's interested, but you can use any soft textured brush that you like and already have. I can personally suggest using the 2B compressed brush, which you'll find in the charcoal selection. You can also find the color palette I'm using linked in the description below. Let's start with a deep pink and our monoline brush with a medium thickness. Now on a new layer, draw a circle. Hold your pencil at the end of the circle, then hold your finger on the screen to create a perfect circle shape. Now select your shape and adjust the position. Now on the same layer, draw a curve on the top side like this and hold your pencil at the end to perfect the curve. You can also select Edit Shape to adjust. Continue with the rest of the bulb shape on the sides. Make sure your shape is closed and fill it out. Next, select the soft brush as an eraser and let's start emptying out the middle of our bulb. Try to stay even and avoid erasing too much from the edges. You can adjust your brush thickness as you go to different sides of the bulb. Now select your textured brush as an eraser and repeat the previous step. You can go back with a soft brush if you want to soften the color even more. Now I'm selecting the background layer and changing the color to a warm yellow. Now we're drawing the bulb screw. Create a new layer and place it below the bulb layer. Select a medium light gray color and go to your monoline brush and increase thickness almost all the way. Draw a curve like this and hold your pencil at the end to perfect it. Next, we're going to duplicate this layer and move it upwards. Do the same 2 more times. You can select multiple layers by sliding your pencil on the layer to the right. Adjust the position and scale if needed. Now on a new layer on top, we're drawing the last piece as half a circle. Remember to hold your pencil at the end and adjust the shape if you need to. Here, you want to reverse the order of your layers for shading purposes. We want the order to start with the first curve we drew on the top and then go down to the last piece. Next, using 2 fingers, swipe your screw layers to the right to alpha lock them. Alpha lock ensures that we shade only inside the shape that already exists on the layer. Select your textured brush, decrease thickness, and choose a light gray color. Now shade each layer lightly starting from the left side. Decrease your pencil pressure as you move along. Now select a dark gray shade, and let's start by darkening the bottom line of each curve. After you do that, continue to darken the right side. Repeat the same steps for all layers and you'll start to see the depth. Go back to a light gray color, decrease brush thickness, and let's give the curves some shine. Lighten the right edge and top right line of each curve. Then add some shimmering spots on the left side where the light will hit. As you can see, this is helping us to create a shiny metal feel to the shapes. Next, create a layer below all the screw layers. Hold your finger on the screen to select this gray color closest to the bulb. Select your monoline brush and continue to draw the bottom side of the screw. Hold your pencil at the end of the curve to make it perfect. Now alpha lock this layer and choose the textured brush. Pick a dark gray color and let's shade. First, I'm darkening the edges, then going back to the curve on top to darken it a little bit more. Now select your background color and lighten the far end of this shape to give it more depth. Next, select all the screw layers by sliding your pencil to the right and tap on Group. This will help you get them out of your way while you continue with the rest of the illustration. Now create a new layer between the bulb and the screw and let's draw our water. With your monoline brush in medium blue, draw an oval shape inside the bulb. Hold your pencil and finger at the end to perfect the oval. Then select it to adjust scale and position inside the bulb. Make sure to leave out a tiny space on each side between the shape and the bulb. Now fill out your shape and adjust again if needed. Create a new layer below this one. Select a darker blue shade and let's draw a circle. Hold your pencil and your finger at the end to perfect the circle. Then adjust scale and position to fit our previous shape and the bulb and then fill it out. Now tap on the selection tool, choose the rectangle option, and select the top part above the previous oval. Swipe the screen with 3 fingers back and forth to erase this selection. Next, create a new layer on top of the water layers select a warm sandy color, and let's draw the little island with the monoline brush. Close off your shape, adjust it if needed, and then fill it out. Now I'll fill out this layer. Select your textured brush in a slightly darker shade and let's darken the bottom of the island. Now select a very light yellow shade and let's lighten the top of the island. Next, create a new layer between our top and bottom water layers. Hold your finger on the screen to select the dark shade from the island, and with your monoline brush, draw the underwater piece of the island like this. Close your shape and fill it out. Now I'll fill out the layer. Select your textured brush and use this blue color. Shade the bottom of the island where it should disappear into the water. Now decrease the opacity of the layer, then go back with a dark sandy shade to darken the edges. You can go back in with more blue at the bottom if needed. Now I'll fill out the top water layer. Select your textured brush in a light blue and let's lighten the edges like this. Now select a darker blue and darken the parts around the island. Next, decrease brush thickness and let's give the water surface some ripples and shine. Now create a new layer and let's move on to the tree. Select a dark brown shade. Decrease your monoline brush thickness and let's start drawing the tree trunk. Remember to hold your pencil on the screen at the end of each curve. Close off your shape and fill it in. Now, on a new layer on top of it, let's continue to draw the leaves. Select a nice green and draw two curves like this. Hold your pencil at the screen at the end of each curve. Make sure the shape is closed and fill it out. Next, select the studio pen as an eraser and let's make little gaps in the leaf. Now create a new layer below this one. Change up your green slightly and let's draw a second leaf. Remember to hold your pencil at the end of each curve. Close off your shape and fill it out. And again, select the studio pen as an eraser and let's erase those gaps. Create a new layer below this one and repeat the same process one more time with a different green. Now select one of the leaf layers and duplicate it. Tap on the select icon and flip the shape horizontally. Continue to move it to the left and adjust rotation and position. Repeat the same process on another leaf layer. Duplicate, select, flip horizontally and adjust. Next, select a medium brown color and let's draw the coconuts on a new layer. Draw a circle. Hold your pencil and your finger at the end and then fill it out. Now, on a new layer below it, repeat the same steps. Now select the two layers by sliding your pencil to the right and move the layers around until you find a good position. I placed mine below the first leaf. Now let's select all the three layers and group them. Slide your pencil to the right on the layer, then tap on Group. You can also tap on Rename to rename your layer. Next, swipe with two fingers to the right to alpha lock all those layers so we can shade them. Select the trunk layer, choose a light brown color, and go in with your textured brush to shade the left side of the tree trunk. Now select your background color and give the right side a nice shine. Next, create a new layer on top of the trunk, tap on the thumbnail, and tap on Clipping Mask. This will ensure that wherever we draw on this layer will only show within the boundaries of the trunk below it. Now select a dark brown, decrease texture brush size, and create little stripes on the trunk. Now choose the soft airbrush as an eraser and let's soften the left side of the stripes where the light will hit them. Next, we're going to shade the coconuts with our textured brush. Lighten the bottom of the coconut slightly, then darken it where the top coconut will leave a shadow. Now select the top coconut and darken it on the left side, then lighten it on the right side. Now moving on to the leaves, I'm going to start with the top left leaf. Choose a bright green color. Increase your textured brush size and let's lighten the top of the leaf. Now choose a bright yellow color and add some sunshine on top. Next, choose a dark green and let's darken the bottom of the leaf. Continue in a similar way with all the leaves. Darken the bottom, lighten the top, then add some sunshine. Make sure to darken the parts where another leaf should be leaving a shadow. As you can see, the top leaves are way brighter than the bottom ones because they receive the most light. It's also nice to add a tiny bit of sunshine on the bottom of the dark leaves. Here, I'm just adding some yellow sunshine to the coconuts. Then I'm selecting the tree trunk again and darkening where the coconuts will leave a shadow. Next, let's draw the surfboard on the sand. Create a new layer, then with your monoline brush in baby blue, start drawing a curve like this. Hold your pencil at the end to perfect it. Move on to your next curve. If your curve turns into a straight line after you hold your pencil, just tap on Adjust Shape and select Arc, then adjust. Now just close off your shape and fill it out. Keep the bottom line squiggly to show the sand texture. Next, create a new layer on top of the board and select clipping mask so we can add a pattern to the board. Select white, and with your monoline brush, draw two vertical curves on the board. You can adjust your curves as you go to suit you. Now alpha lock those layers, then select them and group them, and let's start shading the board. Select your textured brush and pick a warm orange color. We're going to shade the bottom and then ease the pressure of the pencil going upwards. This is to show the sand and sun reflection on the board. Now select a darker blue and darken the left side going a bit over the orange. Next, let's add a yellow sunshine to the right side of the board. Finally, with a light blue, add a shiny curve on the left side. Now for the last step, we're going to shade the pattern layer with a dark gray going from the bottom up. For our final beach element, let's draw a beach chair. Create a new layer under the bulb layer and select your monoline brush. Now follow my line drawings for the right side of the chair. Make sure to hold your pencil on the screen at the end of each line. When you're done, duplicate this layer, select it, and turn on the magnetic option. Magnetic option helps you move the layer on its grid. Slide the new layer to the left like this. And now I'm just filling in the first layer with a slightly lighter brown. Next, create a layer between both chair parts. Select a dark pink and let's draw the chair seat. We want the top and bottom lines to be curved while keeping the left and side lines straight. Make sure to close your shape and fill it out. Now I'm adding a new layer below this one, choosing a slightly lighter pink, and I'm going to repeat the same steps. Start with a curved line. Then close off your shape and fill it out. Now select all the chair layers and group them to keep everything organized. When you're done, swipe the layers to the right with 2 fingers to alpha lock them. Pick a light brown color and start shading the chair legs. Lighten the places where the light would hit the shape and then darken the other parts. As you can see, I'm lightening the parts that are facing the sun. Now continue to do the same thing on the other layer. A small tip, long press on the color icon and it will select the previous color you were using. This will save you some time between picking colors. Now create a new layer below, select a dark sandy color, and let's draw the chair shadow. Roughly draw a rectangle following the chair legs like this and fill it out. Go to Adjustments, Gaussian Blur, and slide your pencil to increase this layer blur. Now select your textured brush as an eraser and soften the shape. Next, I'm going to add some more shadows on the sand. Select your island layer and create a new layer on top of it, then tap on Clipping Mask. With the same dark sandy brown color we were using before, decrease your texture brush size and draw a shadow for the tree and the surfboard. Make sure you keep your shadows blended and soft. Now let's shade our chair seat. Select a bright reddish color and go in with your textured brush. Shade the bottom of the shape, then lighten the top with a light pink. Now for the further layer, only lighten the right part with a light pink, and then add some yellow sunshine to it. Always try to keep your layers nice and organized in case you ever feel like revisiting your file in the future. Now let's draw the sun. Create a new layer right below the bulb layer. Select the monoline brush in a bright yellow and draw a small circle right below the bulb screw. Hold your pencil and finger at the end, then fill it out. Duplicate this layer and alpha lock only the top layer. Now select a dark orange, choose your textured brush, and let's shade the sides of the sun. When you're done, select a bright yellow and lighten the middle of the sun. Now select the bottom sun layer, which is not alpha locked, go to Adjustments, Gaussian Blur, and slide your pencil on the screen to blur it out. Duplicate this layer, and now we have a nice sunshine effect. Now select those 3 layers and group them to keep your file organized. Now for the clouds, create a new layer and place it at the very bottom. Select your monoline brush in white and start by drawing a horizontal line. Hold your pencil and finger at the end. Continue by drawing the cloud squiggles on top and fill out the shape. Now select your textured brush as an eraser and let's soften the bottom of the cloud. Repeat the same steps on the same layer and add 2 more clouds. Now for the next step, we're going to add some shine to the bulb. Create a new layer on top of the bulb layer. Select your hard airbrush in white and draw a circle. Hold your pencil and finger at the end to perfect the circle, then adjust it. Now select the soft airbrush as an eraser and let's create gaps in the circle. Continue to erase and soften the shine. Keep the parts close to the bulb edge sharp and soften the inner side. Now go back in with your brush and draw more shine on top. Reselect the eraser and soften the new shine. And now we're going to decrease the opacity of this entire layer. Finally, for our last step in this tutorial, we're going to create a shadow below the entire bulb. Add a new layer and place it at the bottom. Now select your background color, then pick a dark shade from it. Select your monoline brush, and let's draw an oval shape like this. Remember to hold your pencil at the end, and make sure your shape is closed, then fill it in. Next, we're going to tap on Adjustments, Gaussian Blur, and drag your pencil on the screen to the right to increase blur. Now select the soft airbrush as an eraser, and let's soften the shadow. Make sure to keep the middle of the shape darker than the edges. Go back in with your textured brush as an eraser and soften the shape even more. Finally, decrease the layer opacity. And we are done. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you have any questions, you can write them in the comments below and I will make sure to respond. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you for watching.